Thank you all so much for stopping by today. So I wanted to share with you how I prep some of my fruit plants that we grow in containers once they start putting on new growth for the spring season. As you can see, these are some of our strawberry plants that are starting to get lots of nice growth. So I want to show you how we're going to clean it out, how we go ahead and put our fertilizer in and get growing with the growing season. So stick around and let's get started. So we're fertilizing our blueberry, blackberry, and strawberry plants today. I wanted to bring you over to the blueberries, and I'll take you over to the blackberries in just a second. But as you can see, we are starting to get blueberries on our plants. We actually have 3 blueberry plants in pots, but we will be adding some more soon. I'm not sure if I want to put them in ground or put them in pots as well. So here are our blackberry plants that we have in a pot. These are by bushel and berries, as well as the blueberries. Those are by bushel and berry. And then I'll take you over to the strawberries that we were able to grow last year by bushel and berry. I wanted to repot this, but I have so many things on my garden and to-do list that I probably won't be able to repot it this season. But what I did do was I went in, if you can see, and kind of trimmed it just a little bit. The back of the package says that you don't have to really prune them, but I wanted to trim it up a little bit so it'll take the shape like you see on the package. And then I also wanted to trim out anything that was dead or crossing. So we have those breaking dormancy, getting ready to flourish. They really do well. The blackberries, we've had the longest, and they come back year after year. And with our zone, we actually get 2 harvests of blackberries, one in the spring/summer, and then we get another crop again in the fall, which I really like, and they really make great blackberry cobbler. Do y'all see all of the pollen? We have so much pollen falling right now. This is the bushel and berries strawberries. They have snowy bell, they have rosy bell, and they have scarlet bell. So what I noticed from last year growing them here on the patio is the snowy bell did really well. All of them did really well, but I noticed that the snowy bell really kept producing strawberries the longest. And if you can see, like, it's still trying to produce more strawberries, but they're starting to get on their growth. And then here is the rosy bell. If you can see, it's starting to get the beautiful pink flowers coming on. So we're going to trim this up, take out some of the dead growth on this, and fertilize it really good. So I'll show you what I use and how we get our fruit plants that are growing in containers really ready for the growing season. So let me show you 2 of the main things that I use in order to get my fruit plants that I'm growing in containers growing for the season, so that we can have fruit all season long. But before I show you, I want you to make sure that you download our free container guide. I'm going to put the link in the description. This is going to give you some tips to growing in containers. I always say, when you grow in containers, it's a little bit different because the plant is depending on you for nutrients, it's depending on you for water, it's depending on you a whole lot versus when you grow in ground. So I'll put the link in the description, so make sure you get your free guide. So now let me show you 2 of the main things that I use when I'm getting ready to get my plants off to a good start. The first thing is the berry tone. This is an organic slow release fertilizer, and I will use this at the beginning of the season. I'll come back mid-season and fertilize it again because it slowly releases nutrients over time into the soil. Now, this is what I want to tell you. If they do not have this in your area, or if you can't find this, then it's okay. Still get you an organic fertilizer. It may be a different brand. The one thing I try to do is look on the side of the package and see what their nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium ratio is. And if they don't have this particular brand in your area or nothing like that, you can't find it, then look for a fertilizer, an organic fertilizer that may be close to this. I use this because it's accessible for me right up the road. They sell it in about 2 or 3 locations. And over the years of growing fruit in the containers, when I use this, I have noticed a big difference with my plants. But I don't want you to go on a scavenger hunt thinking you have to have this, because you don't. I mean, I always tell people, use what you have, use what's around you, and work with what you got, okay? The next thing I also do is I use some compost. I put a layer of compost in my containers because this also contains nutrients for the plant as well. Now, I share it with you that we do vermicomposting, which is using worms to break down, you know, our food scraps and paper and things like that, but I don't do it on a big scale. I normally use my own compost, like if I'm planting something new, and I put a little bit of our compost down in the planting hole. But gardening on the scale that I am, I have to get I have to supplement. So we get bags of this black cow right here, and we added fresh layer each season in our containers. So let's go ahead and clean out our strawberry container, because we have a lot of weeds that are popping up. We're going to put some slow release fertilizer in here. We're going to top it off with a fresh layer of compost, and we're going to put some fresh straw back on the top. So this will help with weed control and also regulate the temperature of the soil as well. So this is how we go about doing each of our fruit containers. We will do the same throughout the garden. And as I saw here, there are a lot of flowers and berries that are starting to form on here. As a matter of fact, we got a strawberry that's coming, and then we just have all kind of beautiful flowers that are forming, and soon after we'll have the strawberries. There were still a few more weeds that were kind of intermixed in there, but I've already pulled enough leaves that I shouldn't have. So hopefully the straw mulch will go ahead and block the rest of the lights for the weeds, and they won't pop through. Again, I will probably go back maybe in June and put another round of the slow release fertilizer on there again, because we grow the strawberries that fruit all season long. We will get a big amount maybe around May or June, and then we'll still get strawberries throughout the season. Then it'll put on another flush of strawberries again. So we'll do that for all of the strawberries that we have, the blueberries and the blackberries. But this is how we go around each year as spring is approaching and go ahead and get our fruit containers that are ready and get them ready for growing so that we can have fruit all season long. As always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends, and make sure you download the free container gardening guide. If you're not a subscriber, we would absolutely love to have you as a subscriber, so make sure you tap that bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and until the next video, bye bye.